Hi friends, this video is a seed haul. I know everybody loves seed hauls, so this one is just on the seeds that I've gotten new this year for my vegetables and fruits. I think it's mostly vegetables for the potager this year. I have a lot of seeds already and I'm not going to show you all of them. You'll have to keep watching to see what I start and what goes in my potager this year. But seed hauls are fun, so I thought I would just show you the new ones that came in. I have seeds from 4 different companies in this haul. High Mowing Organic Seeds, Fruition Seeds, Hudson Valley Seed Company, and Johnny Seeds. So I'll have them all linked below. These are all companies I like. I especially love High Mowing, Fruition, and Hudson Valley Seed Company are not super far away from me. They're in the same region, and I just really like their companies and what they stand for. So I like buying from them. And Johnny's just has such a great selection of seeds, high quality, and it has a ton of information on the packets. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna start, I've got them spread out in categories in front of me as well. I'm looking like this. I think I'm gonna start with peas. Okay, because those go in early, right? So I've got 2 kinds of shelling peas. I have tried, I think it's been 2 years, I have tried to grow shelling peas now. I didn't get much. So I'm going to try again. So I have a Green Arrow shell pea, which says vigorous vines bear numerous pods that pack 8 to 10 peas each. This is from Hudson Valley Seed Company. There we go. Okay. So that's the Green Arrow shell pea, and this is also from Hudson Valley Seed Company, and it's the tall telephone shelling pea, which has high yields of peas and easy to shell pods. Okay, tall telephone shelling pea. So those are my shelling peas. Then I got some more sweet peas. These are snap peas. So my understanding is that these are both ones that you can just eat off of. That's how I usually use them. I suppose you could bring them in and put them in stir fry and stuff. I usually just use them as a garden snack. This is a Magnolia Blossom snap pea. It looks like it has really pretty flowers. And it is also from Hudson Valley Seed Company. And it says green, very sweet snap peas have excellent flavor and crunch, and the plants produce loads of edible hypertendrils as well. So that just looks beautiful, aside from I love snap peas and I love eating them in the garden. And then these are Sugar Magnolia snap pea that are supposed to have purple pods. Aren't those pretty? And this is the art pack from Hudson Valley Seed Company. They hire artists to make art based on the story of the seed. And they have beautiful stuff. And I actually have, you can't really see them from here, but I have some of them I turned into ornaments that are on this tree behind me. So yeah, back here. I've got some of them back here. So this is another one I can add to my collection. Oh, let me just quickly show you in case you're wondering. So the seed pack, the art pack is like this. It wraps around, and then there's another seed packet in here. So then I can just put this back. So I can take this and turn it into an ornament and save the seed packet. For right now, I'm just leaving it together. But yeah, just so you know how that works. Let's do beans. That makes sense, right? Stick with the legumes. These are the same thing. These are the Bush Snap Bean Jade. I grew them for the first time. Actually, I planted them in the middle of the season last year, and they were such wonderful producers. So I have more seed, and I will be planting a lot more of them this year. These are from Fruition Seeds. I've seen these on several different seed companies' catalogs, so Jade. All right, then we have the Silver Slicer Cucumber. This seed pack is also from Fruition Seeds. And this is the only new cucumber I bought because this is the one I definitely use the most. I think I still have some of the seeds of the other ones that I may plant, but this is gonna be a majority of the cucumbers I grow, because when I do make pickles, I make bread and butter pickles, and so it makes sense for me to just use the larger size cucumbers and slice them instead of using the pickling cucumbers, which I found I just don't use as much because our preference is for the sweet pickles and not the dill ones, you know. And I actually made so many pickles this year. I don't think I'm gonna need to make a ton next year. I think I have enough that's gonna get us through a couple of years. Okay, cucumber. I have 1 new zucchini. I ran out. I've been using the same zucchini packet for 3 years. I don't even know how many years I've been doing this garden. It was the Nimba zucchini, which was great. This looks similar. It's a Cocozelle, also from Fruition Seeds. So there we go, zucchini. Okay, onions. Those have to be started in February, start early this year. So onion seeds are ones that tend not to last as long. A lot of other seeds you can save for years and years and years and keep using them. The germination rate may go down a little bit, but it's, you know, they're still high enough that it's worth it. But onions in particular, I guess the seed degrades quickly, so I generally buy new onion seeds every year. And I think I just got varieties I've grown before. So this is Rosa di Milano, and this is New York Early. And I have 2 packets of that. These are from Fruition Seeds as well. And yeah, I looked through the catalogs, like intending to choose different kinds, but what I was looking for in an onion, really, these met it. This is probably one of the categories I have the most seeds of, and that's peppers. I only have 3 here, actually. It's not that exciting, but my 3-year-old is on a bell pepper kick. She loves, every time we go to the grocery store, she asks if we can get bell peppers. And how can you say no to a 3-year-old asking for bell peppers? I don't know, so I don't. But I thought it'd be good if I could grow some. So I've tried in the past to grow some peppers with moderate success. I'm gonna grow them in a raised bed this year, just kind of baby them, give them really, really good soil. So I got a sweet bell pepper crimson carillon, I don't know. Fruition seed pack. These are all Fruition as well. This is sweet pepper sparkle. And these are all sweet. These are not spicy because my family doesn't really like spice. I can take a little bit of spice, but I'm not like a super spicy person. Okay, this is a habanada. I'm really excited to try this because I've never actually tried jalapenos. I've been too scared, but the fruitiness is so intriguing to me. And so yeah, these are supposed to be like the jalapeno fruity flavor without the heat. So excited to try those. All right, let's do tomato. I actually only have 1 packet of new tomato seeds. If you've watched my other videos, you probably won't believe me. I don't believe myself. It's incredible. I got more Amish paste tomatoes. I have loved how these have grown the last few years, even in the not ideal conditions I gave them along the fence. And so I'm going to be growing even more of these this year. They really are one of my favorites, favorite kinds of tomatoes, and it kind of sounds boring, Amish paste, but what I want to do the most with my tomatoes is make tomato sauce. We also eat them fresh, but I would like to have like just the quantity you need for tomato sauce is amazing. So yeah, I will be growing more paste tomatoes this year, and a lot of them will be Amish paste. These are related to tomatoes. These are Cossack's pineapple ground cherries, 2 the same again, Fruition seeds. They are, if you haven't grown ground cherries before, I love them. I saw them for the first time on Roots and Refuge, and I think they call them garden treats, garden desserts, whatever, and they really are. They're amazing. There's a couple of varieties, and I have grown this one, and I've grown Aunt Molly's, and I just like this one better. It's a little bit fruitier, I think. So there we go, my ground cherries. I got a new rutabaga seed, and this is Joan, and I think I've grown this one before. I think I had Joan, and then I tried Helenor, and then I have Joan again. And to be honest, I'm not really sure that I know the difference. They're rutabagas. I tend to leave them in for a really long time, and they get really big, but they're still delicious, mashed with lots of butter. So that's generally what I do with them. They're also called yellow turnips, in case you're wondering. I don't know. There might be other names for them in other locations. You can let me know. And these are from High Mowing Seeds, the Joan rutabaga. Okay, these are carrots. This is carrots. These are Napoli carrots. I actually grew them this year, I grew them in 2022. And I really like that they don't really taper off as much at the end. Like they're not like pointy. Like I don't know why, but for right now, I'm really liking that. So I got more seeds because I used most of mine from High Mowing as well. Okay. The rest of these are all squash and pumpkins. And I'll get to them. Let me start with the different kinds of squash. I have spaghetti squash. These are both from High Mowing as well. There's just like normal spaghetti squash. I'll see if I can put a picture here for the things that don't have. This is just spaghetti squash. It says oblong yellow fruits with mildly sweet flesh that separates into long noodles. I've discovered that I need to grow more of these. I grew a decent crop this year, but discovered that my kids really like it. So we've been doing it like just, if you don't know what spaghetti squash is, it's a squash, but instead of the flesh being kind of like one texture and soft, when you roast it or cook it, it kind of comes out in noodly, long noodly shapes, like thin noodles. And it still has a crunch to it when it's roasted, so you're not gonna like think it's spaghetti unless you cook your spaghetti really crunchy. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good substitute for pasta. We also eat pasta, but I like that it's getting more veggies in my kids, so I'll do it with like a bolognese sauce, as they're trying to get all the meat, and they just also love the spaghetti squash. So I'm gonna grow more of these. I also found High Mowing had this orangetti spaghetti squash seeds, so I'm gonna try that as well. It's a fun twist on the traditional spaghetti squash, bright orange skin and vivid orange flesh. That could be fun. I think my kids would enjoy that as well. And then acorn squash. So my son likes acorn squash. I think he just likes how they look, but they can be yummy too. So I'm going to try again. Mostly I haven't grown enough to use them for like a full meal. I'm gonna try growing more next year. So I got this Table Queen acorn squash. I've grown this variety before. I like it. This is from Hudson Valley Seed Company. And then I thought I would also try this acorn, the Sugar Bush acorn squash. This is from High Mowing. This is a hybrid. This is not a not an heirloom. I mostly buy heirlooms, but I'm not strict about it. The difference is if I were to save seeds, I wouldn't necessarily get that same variety because they could, you know, the seed's not stabilized. And with things like squash, in my understanding, tends to cross-pollinate really easily. I grow more than one kind of squash in my garden, so it's likely that they would be hybridized anyway, just naturally from how I grow them. I do save some of the seeds because it's really easy to save squash seeds, right? When you're cooking it, you just scoop some out and save some. But again, I'm not sure that they're like true to the variety. It's kind of like a fun experiment, but when you want a certain variety, it's best to either grow them in an area where they can't cross-pollinate, or just go ahead and buy seeds. So because of that, I'm also not as concerned about buying the hybrid versions of the seeds. The rest of my seeds are all pumpkins. It's been a couple years since I went on a pumpkin kick. I may grow a big pumpkin patch this year because I don't think these are all gonna fit in the potager, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna have time to do that. Anyway, I bought the seeds. We're gonna go with it. Let me share. Okay, I'm gonna start with this really big packet. This is the biggest packet I think I've ever gotten. And I think this is because they didn't have the small size of the packet and I really wanted it. So this is Rouge Vide Temps. I'm not 100% sure I'm saying that correctly, but there it is. Pretty sure it's French and rouge means red. They are these beautiful big reddish pumpkins with ribs. They're beautiful. I think they're one of the varieties that's often called Cinderella pumpkins. I have grown these every year that we've lived here. So at least 3 years, 4 years. I've lost track of how long we've lived here. I've grown these every year. I've done this garden and I just love them so much. And I was out of my seeds. I did save some, but as I just said, squash and pumpkin seeds, they can cross really easily. So I really wanted some seeds. So there we are, my Rouge Vide Temps pumpkin. I also got from Johnny's, went a little crazy. I got Moonshine, which I will put a picture here for you. I got Baby Bear, also we'll put a picture here. And I got Jarradale, which I have grown before as well, which is like a bluish green. It's beautiful. And we do eat these. I want to have more for decoration as well as for eating, but speaking of eating ones, let me just show you this one. This is Fruition Seeds. This is Winter Luxury, and this is a type of pumpkin that I have grown for a couple years now, and it is my favorite pie pumpkin. So it's my favorite kind to cook and puree and eat. So I will be growing more of these. It's after a couple years of testing some. So those, yes, good. Okay. We also have, this is from Hudson Valley Seed Company, the Long Island cheese. I haven't grown this kind before, so I'm kind of excited to try it. From High Mowing Seeds, we've got oh, this probably should have gone, I lumped this in with the pumpkins. This is more of a squash. This is a baby blue Hubbard winter squash. These are really yummy, but they're also really cool looking and could be used as like pumpkins. The Gerardale is a similar color. It's a little bit more green, I think. I'd have to, when I grow them, I'll put them side by side and find out. I think these ones would be really pretty mixed in with a pumpkin display in the fall. There's a black futsu pumpkin, which I think is also in that color family. I'll put the picture here. I don't 100% remember. Okay, long pie pumpkin. I haven't tried this kind before. These seeds are from High Mowing, I should say. You can't, well, you can see it probably. And this is supposed to be a really yummy, it says widely considered the best tasting pie pumpkin. So that's awesome. It says to harvest green in the fall and turns orange in storage. I'm gonna have to try to remember that. And the last pumpkin and the last seed for this haul is the Cider Jack pumpkin. This says mid-sized dark orange fruits with light ribbing on semi-bush plants. So there we go. Those are all of my new vegetable and fruit seeds. There's of course others I've been holding on to that I will plant as well. And you'll have to look out for upcoming videos to see what else I've got going on with that. I will be doing a second seed haul video for my cutting flower and herb seeds that I got this year. So really excited for those as well. Stay tuned to check that out. And until then, happy gardening.